never drop the ball, I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say, I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life, I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing, keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big right, cause it can get big right, cause it can get big right. Ay, please don't play no games with me, I promise I'm too much. Ay, I can never let up even if you had enough. Ay, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat in submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash and the distance, they coming off track, no. Now when they ask what's the motive, don't talk about the show them. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm keeping it rolling. They already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing, keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big right, cause it can get big right, cause it can get big right.
ATP, what it do, what it do, what it do, what's good? We back at it with another one. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. It's another one, another plug-in, another show to do. It's that Tuesday. Today we did the show late. Schedule changed for me a little bit this week. It's been a crazy week for me. But we up and at it, right? We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Fight week, of course, getting ready to go into RIYAHD season's Night of the Samurai. So we got to talk about that, right? Monster Inoue and David Picasso. David Picasso getting an opportunity to become an undisputed champion, right? And, you know, obviously Monster Inoue in that conversation of pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, wherever you want to put him in that selection is going to be defending his title. Really a guy who defends his titles, you know, all the time, right? That right there makes him unique within itself. But this fight is one of those fights. Whenever you're talking about getting into those smaller weight classes, those fights always seem to show a lot more technique, a lot more of the sweet science, right? There's a lot more, like the thumbnail says, the excellence of execution, right? The way these fighters move, the punch shot selection. There's a higher volume of punching, but a lot more pedigree involved in that, right? A lot of good conditioning, so these fighters show up and show out. And Monster Inoue, somebody who's really always shown and proved that he can choose his shot selections very wisely, but always pushing the pace, always making the fight, always pushing the action in the fight. And we'll talk about that today, of course. Things are spinning around in the news today, or in the news this week, right? Diego Pacheco and Hamza Shiraz gets ordered by the WBO. Right, the WBO puts that out there, being that Terrence Crawford has officially retired and is vacating and has vacated his titles. That being said, so this looks like another option for Hamza Shiraz to either stand on the WBC side of things and maybe push in the Christian and Billy fight, or on the WBO side of the conversation, get a fight with Diego Pacheco. Hamza Shiraz is the guy with the big money man behind him in Turkey Al-Sheikh. Of course, news comes out. Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s team doesn't seem to be wanting to play ball. I'm surprised. I'm sure you guys are surprised as well, right? We're all so surprised about how this is turning out here, as it looks like, whether it's Oscar, right, whether it's Mr. Meridian, whatever have you his name is, whoever it is on that side of the conversation seems to still be pushing back at this fight and trying to cover it up with money, or, you know, contract negotiation issues, A-side privileges that they seem to feel like they have. It is what it is. We're stuck at a stalemate. Jerron Boots Ennis probably is going to have to figure out what he's going to do next. From what I understand, ears to the street tells me that Jerron Boots Ennis may be waiting or, looking to get the winner between Xander Zayas and Abbas Baharu, right? Abbas Baharu, right? Which makes sense, right? I mean, he has that WBA title, and that title will be part of the conversation, being that Abbas Baharu is a WBA 154-port champion. Whoever wins this fight between him and Xander will be a unified champion. That puts Jerron Boots Ennis in a great position right there. I kind of figured that's what was coming, guys, right? Like, we don't need to play any games about that. I kind of understood if read the room. Clearly Oscar De La Hoya not interested in that fight happening, at least right now, at a minimum, right? So that on the back end of the zone, showing some, indifference with the way Golden Boy may be moving with the whole entire promotional company, being that this summer, coming up next summer, right, they'll be back at the table renegotiating contracts, and news is spreading around, or rumors is spreading around, that the zone may not be as interested as they once were in doing business with Golden Boy. So we'll have to see how that ends up turning out. I mean, where does Golden Boy go if it's not with the DAZN? Are they going to be able to get a network deal? What opportunities may be on the table for them if it's not going to be DAZN? Time will tell that story the best, right? So that's all we can say. You know what I mean? That and everything else going on. Salute to everybody who's in the building. Of course, as you're stepping in the building, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and take a moment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, right? Subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. We're trying to grow this. I'm still hoping that we can hit 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So don't waste it. Hit the subscribe button. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. I know it's an awkward time. I'm not too sure who's on right now or not. Our normal time is 3:00 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this week it's gonna be 7 p.m. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I got stuff I'm doing during the day. Shout out to who's in the building. I see Stacks 14 in the building says I'm here. Tristan Bonneville says salute to you, man. And of course, Multiverse Gaming in the building says, yo, salute, Clay. Let's get it going. No doubt. We're gonna be building, and before we get it popping and talk about everything that's on the table, Jake Paul also, Jake Paul is really like, he's really he's trending in a positive way for himself, right? I don't know if we expected something negative to happen to Jake Paul on the back end of this defeat. Did we expect Jake Paul to just go away? Was this going to be the ultimate, goodbye, hey, goodbye, Jake Paul? Was that what is going to be, or did we expect him to do what it looks like is happening, which is, look, his brand is just continuing to grow. Anthony Joshua's brand has grown, obviously, as well, especially in the American market. Looks like a lot of people support him. The ladies are going crazy over Jake Paul. Over Anthony Joshua. So listen, man, Mr. Joel Breaker is over there breaking hearts and doing everything else. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the building again. Once again, hit the like button as you're stepping in the building. Salute to my good brother Reyes Boxing. Help us get to the build on this here fight week, right? Big fight week. Big the Night of the Samurai this week, right? The Night of the Samurai this week. And things are spinning in the space about this Jerron Boots and his Virgil Ortiz situation. I think we all knew that Oscar De La Hoya was going to play keep away with his prize superstar in the making, Virgil Ortiz. And he's playing keep away. Man. It is what it is. I don't think we expected it to happen, right? I was hoping that maybe Virgil would have put his foot down a little bit more and kind of pushed it and forced it, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like that's what's going to happen. Sounds like rumor is Jerron Boots Ennis and Eddie Hearn may be waiting patiently in the background, and it looked like they might be looking at potentially getting a winner between Xander Zayas and Abbas Baharu and get himself into a unification title fight. But how do you feel about? Did you expect different? Did you think that Oscar maybe would fold to the pressure of the world looking at him at the zone, saying they weren't going to finance or fund the Errol Spence idea, that they weren't interested in that? Or, is this pretty much Oscar De La Hoya? Look, I know you don't hate Oscar De La Hoya. I know you.
No, I don't hate any of these guys. It's just, right. Again, I think that where people maybe mix up our takes bundle it together what everybody else takes, Clay, is we don't hate anyone. What we do is we love the sport of boxing. So we will defend it or hold it accountable according to what's being given to us, right? So, for example, we didn't hate Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. We called it how it was, right? And by the way, you forgot to add on some of the things I've sent you. It's not just the ladies that are loving Jake Joshua. It's an entire community. I don't know if you saw the rainbow community talking about.
Really?
Yeah, man. Okay. They all love him, bro. They're just like, look at this man's, just saying, bro. Like, he is.
You don't say.
Look, hey, shout out to positivity for everybody. But my son told me this. He said, Dad, now Anthony Joshua is going to be this huge star, not just because of what he did physically, but more importantly, like the way he presented himself, the way he looks. And now it starts to cross over to that more the mainstream appeal, right? And so far, no negative things being said about Anthony Joshua. If anything, the narrative about Anthony Joshua has been, I never even knew about this guy. Who knew there was this, hunk of whatever they're all saying. So,
listen, man, Anthony's got a little buzz right now, man. Anthony's got a little buzz. Amazing. And I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it. I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't looking at it, because for me, it's hard to believe that people don't know who Anthony Joshua is, right? Like, it's like I can't believe it, but the newfound fame is it's interesting, right? And how people are just really diving into his brand, and obviously that plays out great for him into whatever his next fight is going to be. I mean, the
which
fight
is supposed to, the word is he's supposed to fight the kickboxing champion who just gave up the kickboxing belt to go into boxing in February or early March.
The Grand Prix?
Yeah, the guy who won the Grand Prix, his name's Rico Verhoeven.
Right.
But he wants to get paid that RIYAHD turkey money. And Anthony Joshua, coming off of a great win against the multi-talented
formidable opponent in Jake Paul. And the formidable opponent known as Jake Paul.
Why not continue to get paid? And in all honesty, like, more people would probably now go on the zone to watch Anthony Joshua because of this newfound, oh man, look at Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a whole new fan base of people that are just, it's kind of like, you know what it is, Clay? It's the Oscar de la Hoya effect from back in the 90s.
Okay.
When all the girls are like, Oscar, he's so handsome. It's what's happening to Anthony Joshua now. But, they all you ever see, if you guys check out Anthony Joshua posts by different people on any of your social medias, is they always show the Usher song, Daddy's home, and then it's showing him.
They love him. I see him. Listen, the algorithm is buzzing for both these gentlemen. Anthony Joshua, the pundits in the space, though, right? The pundits and the journalists in the space and the people who we regard their takes and their credibility in the space. They obviously, there's a lot of disappointment in that space over Anthony Joshua. They feel like he didn't, that he didn't handle his business correctly, that he allowed this. But listen, man, I'm not one of those guys, man. 22 by 22 foot ring, bro, 15 months out the ring. And listen, man, he had 8 rounds. I believe what he said. He said, I did what I had to do in the time allotted to me to do it.
Right.
He's running from me. I'm not doing this running, chasing the chicken around the ring thing. That's not what I'm doing. I'm going to take my time with some poise, with the war of attrition on my mindset. This is not a race. This is a marathon. I will slow him down, and eventually, the outcome will be what the outcome was, right? And I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. But that being said, though, I don't think anything in this fight, anything in that fight translates to what we can expect or should expect, good or bad or in between, when he fights the level of a fighter of Tyson Fury, right? I can't for him or against him, right? This fight did nothing either way for him but get him some money.
Right.
speaking on money, and we don't talk about money on here. We were all about the boxing, right? But yeah,
Right.
have some fun sometimes. So rumors spinning around the space that he was taxed like double or
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
I
in the
can
UK.
concur. I can concur with that, Clay. Having been in as you know, in the industry and understanding how taxes work. But yes, Clay, you do get double taxed. You get taxed from the country of where you had fought, and you get taxed in America. It just depends on your citizenship. So he has to get taxed by the UK, but because he also fought in the U.S. soil, he has to get taxed on U.S. soil. So yeah, it was like 45% of his money.
Yeah,
So
like $43 million taken
Yeah.
away out of his purse, which
Yeah.
gives you an idea what he made on his purse.
Yeah.
But if anybody was wondering what he made, so everybody's just like, oh man, this is such a jip. I'm hearing, people are spinning it in different ways, kind of like sort of like putting it on Jake a little bit, like, oh, Netflix screwed him over or something. It's like, nah, bro, just way he lives.
Taxes, man. Thank you to Anthony Joshua for paying some American taxes.
He put a couple million. He put a couple million in the pot, man. He put a couple million on our 40. You know what I mean?
Right.
Million on it. What you got on our 40? Just a couple million.
Yeah.
Just a couple million. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But but that being said, we'll see where that plane ends up landing. For Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, we won't see him probably until 2027, right?
Right.
That's if we see him at all. I have a question though. A broken jaw, right? That's serious business, especially in two different places. Does that ever really heal right? Like, is Jake Paul's jaw really like compromised at this point? Like, this is like change a whole lot of the conversation for Jake Paul, especially he's talking about, chasing down a cruiserweight championship. He says he wants to compete. I hope that means that he's going to be competing in his division, at least fighting other cruiserweights. But now, is that jaw ever going to be the same again? Can it get there?
Yeah, I don't think the jaw will ever be the same, but I don't think that's really the question. I think we already know what Jake Paul's method of modus operandi or method of operation. The MO of Jake Paul is he ain't fighting in no cruiserweight division, man. And you and I both know it. All right. He's going to come out in 2027, and it's going to be one of three names: Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, or who I've been saying, the notorious Conor McGregor, bro. And the notorious Conor McGregor would be worth every bit of $100 million for Netflix, because Netflix already was the ones that pushed out his documentary.
Right.
They are familiar with the notorious Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor will or will not fight in the White House. We don't know yet. He's supposed to. But let's say Conor McGregor fights in the White House. And let's say Conor McGregor gets his ass beat in the White House. I'm just throwing out a narrative that's possible, because we haven't seen the last time we saw Conor. It's been a while. All right. Hey, nothing but love for Conor. I'm just saying, it's been a long time since Conor's won an MMA fight, an MMA match. So Conor being Conor is all about making money. He just got married, like legally with his girl.
Finally, congratulations, Conor McGregor,
congratulations
for getting married.
Conor McGregor. So if you're trying to make money and you want to weigh 190 pounds, which Conor McGregor easily weighs when he wants to just chill, right? Cruiserweight title between Conor McGregor and Jake Paul's comeback fight. It's so easy. Like, I'll tell you guys the spin on it. I'll give it to you, Jake. I'll give it to the Pauls right now. All you have to do is come out and say you're the MMA killer. No MMA fighters ever beaten you in boxing, right? And though you've lost to two professional boxers, both being from the UK, it would only be correct that your comeback fight, your warm-up fight to get you ready, is to whoop on Conor McGregor, who you've always had on your radar. Conor will talk it up the same way he talked it up for the Mayweather fight. Jake Paul will be looked upon, probably, this is funny, but he might be looked upon as the favorite, honestly, depending on
I would think he is going to be the favorite, to be honest with you. I think Jake Paul knocks Conor out.
Well, we don't know. I mean, that's the whole. I think
Conor's brutal, man. I think Jake has got too much pedigree about him. I mean, it's not, he doesn't have that much pedigree, but I think he has more than Conor, right? I mean, look, man. I would think so. Connor's just been drinking and getting plastic surgery and wearing $2,000 custom made suits and
we're gonna find out. I think that's why I keep predicting that in 2027, if Jake Paul comes back, the only way Netflix continues to get involved in the most valuable promotions business is to know in the back end of it, hey, we got something. And if you look at all the figures, right, what Netflix is putting out, the Mike Tyson figures, they're very happy with, right? The all women's card figures, they were happy with. The Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez figures, they're extremely happy with. And they were happy with 33 million viewership. That's what they came out with today. They said, hey, it's 33 million viewership. Look, Netflix is clearly now in the business of showing live events. This week, Netflix is showing three football games on Netflix. So they're in the business now, Clay.
Right.
They're in the business
about to pick up Warner Brothers too, so they're about to get big.
Well, we'll see, right? We'll see. We're gonna find out if the CBS Paramount thing is gonna happen or if it's gonna be the Warner Brothers thing. Right. But in the meantime, to say the least, if Jake Paul, who will be a name, like it or not, who will be a draw, like it or not, is willing to come back in 2027, the only fight that really makes sense, man, would be a Conor McGregor match before he takes on a Canelo or a Crawford, which, by the way, you're the one that told me Canelo and Crawford is going to happen in 2026 anyway.
I believe that. I believe it's happening in that September. I believe that's what's going to happen, man.
Right, right.
If Canelo wants it, I don't believe Crawford will turn it down. Be like, nah, I just don't see it. I see Canelo wants it. Crawford's is gonna stand on business and give him that. But it is what it is, right? We'll see what turns out for Jake. Jake got his jaw healing up, and I got to see that interview that you sent.
Yeah, it's on. If you guys want to check it out, he only talks for about 10 minutes. It's on Impulsive. I am, and then spell the word.
Yeah, Logan's.
Logan's show.
Logan,
yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah,
you know it's on that show's like
Impulsive.
millions of
Right. But you can check it out. He's in there with his broken jaw. He's talking. It's just funny how again, there's going to be everything is about perspective, guys. So you can never tell another person whatever their viewpoint is. If Claymore wants to believe that the sky is green, then who am I to tell him that the sky is blue? Even if I believe the sky is blue, if he believes the sky is green, that's where it all is. But it was just So, but before covering your original question about the Virgil Ortiz and Jerome Busanas, I did want to bring out that it's interesting how quickly the 168 space has moved. Because the minute Terrence Crawford retired, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's fighting everybody now. So they're gonna finalize a Pacheco Hamza Shiraz deal. I'm letting you know that because both Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and RIYAHD is all talking about it, which only means they're gonna main event somewhere, or they're gonna be a part of probably a RIYAHD card of something. So Hamza Shiraz, Diego Pacheco. For the WBO title. I think that's pretty interesting. The IBF is already pushing out Yoel Iglesias as somebody that they're trying to see who would be willing to challenge Osley Iglesias, the power punching Cuban, training out of Canada. And then we get this whole WBC question, right? Like, now what do you do? Because if Hamza is fighting Pacheco for the WBO, then what happens to the WBC, Clay? What are we doing about the WBC? Because I thought Hamza was going to fight for the WBC. And before you answer that, Resendez is fighting Berlanga for the WBA. So what are we doing?
No, I think it's going to be Mbili. I think Mbili definitely is going to be involved in that WBC conversation without a doubt. I mean, he's an interim. He's the guy who
against who? Lester Martinez?
No, is that the only fight left? Ready to fight, right? Isn't Lester in the conversation?
I mean, that's what I heard too. Lester is supposedly fighting not Mbili. He's supposedly fighting somebody, but again, nothing signed or confirmed. But yeah, I don't even know.
Heard a name rumoring around, and maybe it'll come to me. There's a name in the air for Lester Martinez, but
it wasn't Charlo or nothing like that. But
no.
The reason why I was bringing that up is since you love Charlo so much, what did you think of? What if the WBC is setting up Mbili versus Charlo?
I mean, that would have to happen after Charlo and Caleb figure it out, because that's supposed to be happening. That's supposed to be headlining a PBC card right there. So that's supposed to be happening. That, from what I understand, that's what, I mean, Charlo was saying that should be next. So I mean, that's going to be based on the back end of that fight. What happens on that fight? I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think the conversation would more likely be like an Mbili. I would love it to be Mbili Lester Martinez running it back. And put the title on the line. Let's make it happen. Let Hamza and Diego Pacheco do what they got to do. I think stylistically, that's a great fight. Diego Pacheco and Hamas Raz. I know a lot of people are just going to go with Hamza automatically by default just because they feel like he's a better fighter. But listen, man, styles make fights. You put somebody in the ring with him, all of a sudden the height leverage isn't there, the reach leverage isn't there, and it becomes a boxing match, and you just don't know. I mean, we watched Diego Pacheco come off of one of his people might want to say his worst performances possibly, and that was a very awkward, sloppy, messy fight. That was just, he pulled it out, but it was a very difficult fight for him. But I don't think Hamza present those issues for him. I think that fight between him and Hamza becomes more of a legitimate boxing match, not all that tying up and all that stuff that was going on in that fight. So I think that's a great fight. Yeah, let's see what the WBC decides to do. It is so fight week.
Well, final question on that then. So because the WBC has so much love for Canelo, do you think Canelo would be willing to get paid? Remember, he has the RIYAHD contract, right? The RIYAHD contract's supposed to pay him like $80 million per fight or something like that.
Right.
So would he be willing to do the whole I'll fight Mbili for the WBC? And would you want that, to be a fight?
Would I want it? Yeah, I think it'd be a good fight. I think it'd be a good fight. Do I want it? I don't want to say I would watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'd hear about it and I'd watch it. Do I want it? Oh, excuse me, I'm so tired. I don't know. I don't see why he would though. You know what I'm saying?
There's 80 million reasons.
I don't think
he would fight somebody.
Does Turkey pay him? If Crawford ain't on the table, maybe. You know what I mean? I would think Turkey would want him to fight Hamza more than anything. But I don't know. It's a good question. You know what I mean? I wouldn't complain though. I wouldn't complain.
Right. Well, I just wanted to throw it out there that with the 168 space, it's all out there. And then addressing the whole Virgil with Oscar. I mean, you've been saying it. We've been saying it on the show. I think that my one take about this is that I think that Rick Morigian or whoever is the one that's advising Virgil not to do this is completely miscalculating the current market. Right. And when I say the current market, I'm talking about where do you get your money from? Right. Because 2026 is going to start. Zuffa boxing, like it or not, will become a thing. They will become popular faster than most people are expecting, especially if CBS Paramount buys Warner Brothers. Now you're going to see every boxer on Zuffa get even more popular faster than anyone thought, right? Again, we're going to find out how that all shakes down in the current media market. But regardless, you have Eddie Hearn, you have Frank Warren, you have Turkey paying for fights, right? Eddie's got Jaron Ennis, so the fact that Virgil doesn't want to fight Boots isn't going to slow Boots down. They're just going to go.
But don't you think it's a sensitive, like, it's kind of like when the PBC was having their final 8-month run, right? They dropped the biggest fights. They made it count, right? Because you knew by the way they were delivering it that money was on the table. Things were for sale. They were selling themselves to potential networks. They were trying to sell the biggest shows possible because they knew it was going to be over with. And that's what the mindset they was in. With Oscar being in his final year of his agreement, Golden Boy with DAZN, money has to be on the table. Oscar has to provide them with big money making fights, right? Your biggest money maker right now is either going to be with Ryan Garcia being in a big fight, and I don't think the Mario Barrios checks the boxes. I think it's a good move personally. I think if you can get Ryan Garcia with a belt around his waist, that's a good look, no matter what anybody wants to say about whether or not Ryan Garcia deserves it or doesn't. It doesn't matter. If Ryan Garcia is able to lock in a belt around his waist, that's a good look for Ryan Garcia and whoever's affiliated or invested with him. Virgil is big fight is going to be Boots Ennis. I mean, the zone has already said we don't care about the Errol Spence fight. And one would argue that would be a big fight because it's Errol. It doesn't matter. The zone doesn't believe it. They're like, we don't want no parts of that. So what are you going to do? You're going to put Virgil in there with who? I mean, I guess they're going to try to lock it in with Sebastian Fundora, right?
That's what I was going to say.
They're going to try to lock it in with Sebastian Fundora. But at the same time, I'm going to be real with you, bro. Sebastian Fundora ain't that big to me. Still. He just isn't, bro.
But, okay. No. I'm with you on, again, but let's look at it from the business perspective side, all right? Oscar's got one play with Virgil, or let's say it's Rick Morrigan. Whoever's advising Virgil, they have one move, right? They put themselves in this one move. And the one move is this. Supposedly, this next premier boxing card is also going to be funded by Turki Al-Sheikh. Supposedly, Clay, that's the Ryan Garcia one, right? And then there'll be other Turkey-funded involved fighters in it. If Virgil still wants to be one of the a Turkey-funded fighter, it can't be an all Golden Boy card. So if the offer is put out, if Turkey's like, look, I will pay for you, Virgil, you get to have one of two choices. You can fight Boots Ennis for no belt and get your ass whooped, or you could fight Sebastian Fundora. I'll put you on that against Sebastian Fundora. We'll make it a big thing. I'll work with Premier Boxing to do it. But this is what you'll get paid. Because to your point, Clay, Sebastian Fundora isn't a superstar per se, like what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. I mean,
it'll be very small,
Sebastian
right?
Fundora. I just don't see this.
He's not a superstar.
Power.
Yeah, he's not a superstar. But if I'm on that side, if I'm Virgil, I would be like, yeah, I'll take Sebastian Fundora because I'll whoop him. And I agree. If you were going to ask me, gun to head, Angelo, who wins between Fundora, and I know you guys are high on Fundora. I know you are. If Fundora or Virgil,
I acknowledge the awkward fighter, that tall, long arm, southpaw. He's just a look. He's a look.
I know.
Fighter.
I know, and everybody's expecting him. Oh, length, range, that nice jab. Listen, man, I just saw Pacheco get knocked down by old man Sajo. Virgil Ortiz will absolutely destroy Sebastian Fundora. So
I think he wins. I don't know if he destroys him. I think he wins though.
I think he knocks him out, and it's bad. I think he destroys Sebastian Fundora, bro. But Fundora, I mean, look, I like Sebastian because he's so young and there's a high upside. But listen to me, man. If a bleeding Tim Tszyu caught him a few times, a non-bleeding Virgil Ortiz might knock him out in 6 or less, bro. And Virgil is no joke. And I know I always talk on the show about how Boots will destroy Virgil. That's just my personal outlook on it because styles make certain fights. And I'm sorry, guys. Boots Ennis is that guy. And you match Virgil up with him, Boots is going to destroy him. I'll probably be the only person that says it on the show, but I'm telling you, that's a bad fight for Virgil. But money-wise, it's the one that makes sense. So what makes more sense to you if you're Turkey? You got Bakram and Josh Kelly fighting in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Whoever wins gets Boots. You put now your Turki Al-Sheikh, you put because the winner of that, the IBF would then say, hey, IBF champion, let's say Bakram knocks out Josh Kelly. Right. Hey, Bakram, you get a voluntary. Which voluntary would you like? Because Josh Kelly's the mandatory. So then he would say, I'd like to fight Boots Ennis because Turkey's going to pay me hella money. Boots beats Bakram, which then proves the theory that Boots is the boogeyman. Virgil beats Sebastian Fundora, right? That Turkey also paid for. Now you got a super fight for the summer or the fall in a unification title between Boots Ennis, the IBF champion, against Virgil Ortiz, the WBC champion. So, but again, I started saying all of that, Clay, to say Virgil Ortiz's team has that one move. Other than that one move, they can't be messing around with, oh, we're going to do a tune-up with a Golden Boy show. None of that's going to work, dude. They got to bend the knee. They got to bend the knee to somebody.
I agree with part of the plan, right? I agree part of it. I just don't believe it's going to be Bakram and Boots. I think it's going to be I think Abbas Baharu and Xander Zayas winner is going to be the one that Boots team goes for. I think that's the bigger fight. That's the money. I think I'm going with. I believe Xander's going to win that.
Of course.
It's going to be a tough fight, though. It's a tough fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I'm going with Xander on that one. And I think Xander and Boots, Puerto Rico versus Philly. You know what I'm saying? I think Philadelphia has a lot of Puerto Ricans, New York, New Jersey, that whole northeast coast, that whole northeast, you know what I'm saying, section of the country will come out. And I think it's a big fight. It's big money. And I think Turkey would even get behind that fight.
But is Xander big enough, in your opinion, to fight Boots now? Or should Xander just become more
Xander's
of a star?
great dance partner. Boots and Xander will come together and make something really nice. Considering that pay-per-view is no longer on the table, it's not that big of a deal anymore. Now that they can just deliver it, this fight sells. The arena's packed out more, maybe even more importantly, whatever big arena they go into, the Puerto Ricans have. Xander has done it already. He's shown up in New York and packed out the building. Everybody loves Xander. Puerto Rico stands up behind Xander. Boots brings a fan base as well. Stylistically, the fight is a great fight. I think a lot of media platforms will get behind this fight. I think they're inside the ring. They'll sell the shit out this fight and let everybody know. If they don't know already, they'll sell it. Bakram is just milk. He's a great fighter, but he's just not, he's just not the superstar. That's why people don't want to fight him. They don't want to fight him because he's dangerous, but they don't want to fight him also because it's like, well, what's the payday going to be? He's not even a big star where I'm putting my record on the line, but I'm going to get all this notoriety. He just doesn't sell it that way. The big fight is the winner of Xander and Abbas Baharu. And assuming that it is going to be Xander. Now, Boots also showing up as a unified champion if he beats Xander Zayas, which you clearly, you know what I'm saying? I think you would lean on that side. That's a big fight now. Now he's a unified champion. Virgil has to go fight Sebastian Fundora. I agree with you 100%. Right. That's all you got on the table. There's nothing else. You got to make it make sense because you got until Oscar. You got until this summer to make it make sense. And the only way to make it make sense to the zone is to make it make dollars. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you can't play around and jump in the ring with I don't know what you're thinking, or whether maybe a Charles Conwell or whatever nonsense you're thinking is going to blow up in your face, Oscar. Right. We're not trying to hear it. We're already mad at you. Keep in mind, you're dealing with people who are already looking at you with the side eye. We're already looking at you like this when you walk in the room because we don't even like the way the Jerron Boots and the situation is being handled. But at least if you walk into a Sebastian Fundora fight, we can acknowledge Virgil Ortiz's interim WBC title. We can acknowledge Virgil Ortiz going to become a champion. We can acknowledge that this could make the fight between Jerron Boots Anderson and yourself a big fight. If Boots, we can ride that story, play that out, and give you grace. Right. Because it's grace we're giving you. You walk off here and you don't give us Sebastian Fundora and it's some other nonsense, bro, you're going to get cooked. And the zone might bow out this one. The zone might bow out and be like, you know what? We good, man. We got a whole lot of things going on. We don't want to deal with that. We want the biggest and the best fights. Like you said, Zuffa Boxing is going to be out there. Turkey's going to be throwing money everywhere, bro. And you're sitting here being rebellious. Right. You know what I'm saying? Indifferent to the program. And the only other move, really, Clay, which I don't see because we still haven't even heard what television or what platform is going to show Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baharu, with Rohan Polanco versus Christian Gomez, I think it is, as the co-main event. Dude, I still don't know where to watch it. Is it on Tubi? I have no clue where we're supposed to watch that, and that's happening in 3 weeks, dude, or 4 weeks, right? So like I said, the one, but I don't see it. The one is if Top Rank somehow secured a media deal that we are not hearing about, and Golden Boy makes the deal with Top Rank, Let's go,
You
Top
know,
Rank.
you know,
Do something. I'm rooting for Top Rank, bro.
yeah,
I want
I'd
Top
like
Rank
to
to
see
do something, bro.
something. Yeah,
Do
I'd like to
something. You
see
got too much
something.
talent over there, bro.
Right,
Come on, man.
right.
Some network. I'm co-signing any network out there looking out there. I don't co-sign a lot of these promotional companies. We need to get Top Rank on a network. They do great work. They put fights together. They got great fighters over there, bro. They got a crazy archive. I want to see Top Rank win. I want to see them do something. So yeah, man, I'm hoping it's not Tubi. I'm hoping it's not Tubi. You know what I'm saying? But if it's Tubi, I'm gonna watch it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I just don't know. It better be a crazy big money deal. I'm talking like $2 billion.
Well, that's what I
billion.
Then that would be the only move that, because Puerto Rico versus Mexico always helps, Clay. And if Xander Zayas gets the unification WBO WBA, Virgil Ortiz versus Xander Zayas would be a huge Mexico versus Puerto Rico possible back-to-back rematches this year. That's the only other move for Virgil. That's it. So he's running into somebody, dude. It's got to be Sebastian Fundora or Xander Zayas. It can't be a weird Golden Boy show.
Ryan Anthony, I hear you, brother, but what are you asking? I looked at it. You brought up Haney versus Shakur. Great fight. We're talking about Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz. Well, I'm not going to make a Haney versus Shakur conversation. Shakur's getting ready to fight Teofimo Lopez, good brother. I'm not going to sit here and get into fantasy fights. That's a great fight. There's real fights actually happening, and real fights are in the midst of being so bring up something about something going on, right? I'm seeing what everybody's building on here, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So appreciate you, brother. Stand by, you know what I mean? Stay with the conversation, you know what I mean? I know you want to
could be a Haniac, bro. He could be a Haniac. We don't know. We're always trying to be just we're trying to be an informative show. There's plenty of other shows.
Fight when that fight comes together. Ideally, and yes, great fight. But what do you want me to do with that? Like, what I'm not really. That's not happening, right? Let's talk about. I'd rather hear about Devin Haney potentially fighting, one of the champions, Ryan Garcia. Even more of a realistic. Anyway, that being said, I don't want to be derailed.
And by the way, I do want to address. There's nothing wrong with Tubi, Cool Breeze. Absolutely nothing wrong with Tubi. We're just saying that we didn't hear a contract signed between Tubi and Top Rank. We would like to know exactly what the channel is for Top Rank. I believe Top Rank is using Tubi just as a, like a YouTube right now. We just want to know. That's all we're trying to say.
I'm be honest with you. I don't think that's what's happening, right?
Okay.
I think maybe Tubi has a budget behind them. Let's be real. Tubi's been around for a minute. I watched it the other day. They have TV. Like, people are watching Tubi. Tubi's like a TV channel. Like, they show like TV shows. So maybe Top Rank is giving Tubi an opportunity to test out, the business a little bit, see the kind of response they're getting. And if they can lock in a budget that makes sense. Look, at the end of the day, here's my thing with Tubi. I have no problem with Tubi. I mean, I don't know Tubi. I don't watch Tubi. I think the name is funny, but it is what it is, right? If you can't pay these fighters, if you can't give these fighters viewership, then they can't grow the way they want to grow, right? How are you going to keep your fighters around while fighters are out there making money on Zuffa, on the ring? You know what I'm saying? Turkey, this Edgar Berlanga, Armando Resendez fight is going to be on the undercard of Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. That's what the rumor is. There's going to be a lot of money involved in that situation. And I heard that Turkey Al Sheikh will be financing that event, even though it's a PBC event. I heard Turkey's going to be one of the biggest sponsors behind it. Like, Riyadh season is going to be all over that, which, by the way, for all the people who are hating on that whole entire Riyadh season, making this a Riyadh season PBC thing, y'all got to stop that. That's been, by the way, debunked, but you guys still continuing to make it about that. Get over it. That's over with, right? So my thing with Top Rank is, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to become, now here's something I've thought about. Are they going to become a farm? Is Tubi's Top Rank situation going to be more like a farm situation where they're developing fighters? And is Top Rank really going to be using Ring magazine and the Ring events to put on a lot of their Top Rank fighters? Because they've given all their biggest stars over as ambassadors, right?
Right.
Mason, Carrington,
Sean Davis. Inoue is a star. Nakatani is a star. Yeah.
So is that what they're gonna do? Are they gonna like showcase their fighters on like Ring Magazine and just continue to work with Tubi as a, let's develop these fighters into be bigger stars? Are they finding a way to make that work for them? What do you think?
Yeah, no, hey, that's actually a really good take, because how do we know that Bob, who just had his birthday, happy birthday to the Bob father, isn't, because he's getting close to that 100 years old, that he's not just starting to piece it off like, oh, no problem. You want to be a RIYAHD ambassador? Go ahead, right? And he's just piece by piece. And Xander, maybe the Xander Abbas Baru fight is the audition. Maybe that's what we're about to see. Maybe it is on free Tubi. Everybody will get to watch it. And then Turkey Al-Sheikh, maybe he's looking for the metric. Like, all right, this is free on Tubi. Let's see how many people watch you, Xander. You're supposed to be this big star. Let's see. And maybe if Xander does what he does, all of a sudden he becomes a RIYAHD season representative. You have a really good point, Clay. Maybe that is what's happening with Top Rank.
Because there's definitely a relationship there with Top Rank and RIYAHD. And it's been for a while with this whole, and Bob Arum has kind of spoke on it, right? About the advantages of, I let my big fighters go out there, get their big bags. We don't have to finance it. We're getting our percentage. Listen, their brand is getting bigger. We're not losing. Turkey's showing respect now. He's not talking directly to my fighters anymore. He's working directly with us when we're putting together fights. So he's liking the dynamic. He's liking the dynamic in between how they've gotten to now. Because in the beginning, we know Turkey was a terror, right? Like
right.
He was, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? Right? No pun intended.
No pun intended.
He's making those
nothing
phone
behind
like
that comment. Nothing behind that comment.
Exactly. I'm just saying that, he was just making those phone calls, right? And all of a sudden, Bob Arum was getting a hostile fighter, like, yo, bro, I gotta get this money, bro. Nah,
right. Like Jared Anderson is a classic example of it.
Right. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it'll be interesting. 2026 is going to be a year that there's so much going into the year that I'm thinking about. That's one of the biggest things, though. I'm not going to lie to you. On top of the list is Top Rank. I want to know what Top Rank is going to do, man. You know what I mean? They've ended this deal with ESPN. We've seen them on Tubi. We've seen them on Facebook. Monster Inoue's last fight was on Facebook. Right. So it's been a weird situation, to say the least. But, that being said, segue
to Inoue.
And Inoue is getting ready to, defend his undisputed titles again, this time against David Picasso. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with David Picasso, but David Picasso
32-0, man. Undefeated, 32-0, youngster. This is what could upset the apple cart. I'm telling, this is what, for us, when we're talking on this show, we keep it real, right? There's no glazing going on either side. We're going to keep it real. And I'm telling you guys, fourth defense in the same year, that's rare for champions nowadays. 100%. And the fact that Inoue is doing it against a younger, undefeated, this Mexican, David Picasso right now is talking about how he wants to take the torch from Canelo, and he believes if he beats Inoue, it would do that, which, by the way, if he beats the number 2 consensus, and in a lot of the other parts of the world, they believe Inoue is really the number 1 pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, especially since Terrence Crawford just retired. If David Picasso upsets him, bro, that would be insane, right? That would turn, the Nakatani plan goes away. Like, there's all kinds
There's a lot. Even, Inoue now
news.
Talking about he's up for the Bam Bam. He said he wants Bam. So listen, man, there's big fights on the horizon. And I know Turkey was smiling ear to ear when he said Bam. He was like, what? I did not know that, my friend. Alhamdulillah. You would like to fight Bam Rodriguez?
Oh,
do not play with my emotions. Oh my goodness. Please do not play with my emotions. So yeah, a lot on the line, man. But David Picasso, young Mexican fighter, boxer,
right?
Who gets into fights from time to time.
Yep.
I think in an ideal situation, he stays behind his jab. He's poised. He outboxes you. He's running into shots. But I've seen David Picasso get pulled into some firefights. He gets into it. If you challenge him, If you challenge his heart, he will put it all on the line. And I think that's where it gets dangerous when you get in the ring with a monster Inoue, is being able to hold it down, hold that poise, use that height, use that reach. Inoue will be the shorter fighter in the ring now and make him earn everything he gets. But at the same time, Monster Inoue is a pound for pound top 3 fighter for the simple reason that he can do it all. He fights on his back foot. He can press the action if he wants to press it. He knows how to work the angles. He knows how to select his punches. He knows he is a cerebral fighter, but maybe the worst. He's an aggressive cerebral fighter. He's not just a puncher who's just in there wilding out. So David Picasso is going to have to keep his wits about him, but he's not going to want to. I think he's going to want to refrain from getting into the fight. And if he is going to fight Inoue in those little gaps where Inoue is not fighting, if that makes any sense.
No,
when
that totally makes
sense. Fight him. But when he's fighting, box him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it totally makes sense. Now, for you guys who are just listening to us now, we're talking about the final fight card of the year. It's Ring Magazine's number 5 show. It's called Night of the Samurai, and we're talking about Naoya Inoue, the number 2 ranked pound for pound fighter in the world, the undisputed 122-pound champion, defending his title for the 4th time against his number 1 mandatory, David Allen Picasso, who, if you guys have not seen him fight, he just fought in Las Vegas. You could go watch it on YouTube. It was on the PBC card. He fought a person by the name of Kameda. You could look up Picasso versus Kameda. It was on the undercard. It was on the undercard of Pacquiao versus Barrios, so that you can understand. Again, both of these, by the way, you could also watch Naoya Inoue versus MJ Akdulaev, right? You can watch that and you can do a comparison, because the best thing to do is always go, you're only as good as your last fight, right? So it's good to just see both of them side to side so you can understand what Claymore is talking about when it comes to how Picasso could do it, but how Naoya Inoue could knock him out also, which is, again, to say why, Clay, this is exciting. You got 2 guys who could both punch, who are both aggressive, and even though Inoue is the favorite, should he really be such a heavy favorite that we couldn't see an undefeated 32-0, 25-year-old young man who has everything to gain and nothing to lose, bro? If Picasso loses this, who cares?
Yeah, he lost to the pound for pound, arguably the pound for pound best fighter in the world, right? But the thing is, Picasso's young, right? 25 years old, I think 26, 25
Yeah, 25 years old. Yeah.
So that's what he's missing, right? Although he's got this record 32-0, it's that experience, right? That understanding of what Inoue understands. He's been in the ring, he's been clipped, he's been touched, he's touched the canvas more than once in his career. He has that experience that you just can't get inside of a gym, or you can't just naturally have. You're not going to be a savant with experience, right? You could be a savant boxer like Abdullah Mason, for example, very talented fighter. But when it came down to it and he got in the ring with Sam Noakes, that experience was new for him. He went 12 rounds in a hard body fight, and that's experience you can't buy with any dollar amount. Well, I guess in a way you could pay for big fights, right? But you can't get it outside the ring. You have to get it inside the ring. So David Picasso is going to have to adjust on the fly and deal with that. I'm assuming the arena is going to be 100% Monster Inoue. This is in Riyadh, right?
Well, it's in Riyadh, and it's Night of the Samurai. There's a great relationship between the Saudi Arabia and Japan. There's a ton of people from Japan, like big money players, that are all flying to Riyadh for this, which is, by the way, why, Clay, this is, we always hold Turkey accountable for this too. So this is a pay-per-view, which we were promised it would be free. But let me just say this, Turkey, I know you listen, so listen. If there was any time for you to just say to everyone, Merry Christmas, you could have this one as my gift to you, it would be this card, and I'll tell you why, Clay. The pay-per-view starts at 1:10 a.m. Pacific time, which would be 4 a.m. your time in the East Coast, bro, on a Saturday.
Really?
Try to tell
I didn't know
me
that.
Who in America is going to be paying $60 for a card that starts at 4 a.m. Eastern and 1 a.m. Pacific. Would you like to tell me the demographic?
Turkey can't do that though. Sorry. Because at the end of the day, the zone has to be loyal to the people who've upgraded their accounts, right? They can't sit there and give away something they've already charging a bunch of people.
But they can do it for America, just the American region.
It doesn't matter. I'm paying my premium cost. And I don't care one way or the other, to be honest with you. I mean, I probably would complain a little bit just to be like, okay, I mean, you better rebate me, prorate me something. You better do something because that's mine. You feel me? You just giving that away. It's bad enough you're gonna be playing it on YouTube the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's what I was trying to say is that if the fight is over, let's say at 8 in the morning, 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, my time, okay? Mm-hmm. Then in the 24 hours when they put it out, which you know they will, I'm gonna get to watch it either by that night or the next morning. Anyway, so why would I pay $60 to watch it? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is not a good time. This wasn't a good. They could have just said Ring 5 is free. But I understand what you're saying. Someone like you who paid for it, you would be upset for them giving it to me for free.
I don't think I would be upset, but I think I would. I mean, I wouldn't be. I'm just too busy doing other things to be upset.
Right.
But I get it though. I get the idea of somebody paying for something, an upgrade in a membership that you're saying that this is the way, and you're going to go ahead and give it away because you're being nice. Well, I mean, if you're going to give it away and be nice, give it away to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Give it away to the people who upgraded. Give me my month for free.
Right.
You know what I mean? Refund me, give me, because I'm only paying like $45 a month, so it's not it's gonna be $60. But make it fair across the board. Don't play willy-nilly with something I just paid for. Don't take what I'm paying for and make it look like it's for free. You're gonna give it to someone. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right. But you see what I'm saying though, right? Like you, Clay, you would be amazing, bro. Hey, shout out to you if you do the watch party for this. Because I'm telling you, I
probably will. I am gonna do it.
4 a.m. East Coast Standard Time is when the first fight starts.
I'm a psychopath like that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna cover it.
Well, then I'm just gonna listen to you because I don't need to be paying no $60 to just find out, you know, what's going on. I'll rewatch it.
Listen, I'll give you the play-by-play, you know, how I carry it, but I'm definitely gonna be watching, you know what I'm saying? And they're definitely going to be calling you because that's what I love to do. And I want to call a fight like this because I think it's going to be real interesting to see how, I want to see if David Picasso can force, Monster Inoue is one of those fighters that's so great. When I watch him fight, I want to see him adjust. I want to see him deal with the adversity, and I want to see him do something special. You don't get to see these guys do something special, Angela, without the right opponent, right? Without the right dance partner. That's one of the things that I want to see. The biggest thing I want to see Shakur and Tio for, right? I want to see adjustments.
Right.
They're so great. Right. I want to see adjustments. I want to see how Shakur deals with the explosive athleticism of a Teofimo Lopez and the puncher that Teofimo Lopez presents himself to be. And we've known him to be not 140 necessarily, but still.
Right.
I want to see that. And I want to see Teofimo adjust. I want to see him finally adjust. I want to see him stop. I want to see what he does when Shakur says that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Right.
What's next? That's not going to work. Right. It's the same thing when Terrence Crawford fought Errol Spence. Right. No, that's not going to work. Get that all. Stop.
Right.
What's next? Oh, that's all you got? It's going to be a bad night for you, bro. That's all you brought to the table? Because that ain't going to do it for me. I want to see what David Picasso can put together for a Monster Inoue. And I think, listen, that jab, I think this is a perfect fight to segue into a Nakatani fight, right? Because Nakatani's going to come in there taller. He's going to have, I don't know how much reach advantage he has if his arms are that much longer than Monster Inoue, but he's definitely taller. And of course, some sort of a gauge of what we can maybe expect from him at 126, if that's still part of the game plan. If him going to 126 is still part of the game plan at some point in time, David Picasso can give us a real good look. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, David Picasso fought Kameda here in Vegas at 125 or some weird. It was a 10-rounder. It was a majority decision win for Picasso, which again tells you how tough this kid is, right? But he's got to come down to 122. Yeah, that was his last fight. So Picasso's got to come down to 122.
Fight.
I know. That's what I was saying is he fought Kameda. And again, for people who don't know, because they're not following it as closely as we are, Kameda or Picasso just beat John Riel Casimero. And as a Filipino, I can tell you right now, that was a big win for someone like Kameda, coming off of a loss, a majority decision loss from Picasso. So, there's going to be those questions, right? Is Picasso going to be stronger or weaker when he brings himself back down to 22, right? Because that's what he's the number one mandatory for. Mm-hmm. He's 4 inches taller. He's got the longer reach. Is Inoue going to adjust? And to your point, is this really the warm-up or the adjustment warm-up for the fight that's already scheduled? Nakatani versus Inoue, May 3rd, Tokyo Dome. They're already doing advertisements for it, bro, in Japan, right? So there's so, and which again, they could upset. This could get messed up. I don't think it will personally. I just don't. I think that it's Night of the Samurai for a reason, and Inoue's got a very samurai attitude. I think that you are going to see a hell of a fight though between Picasso and Inoue, because I don't think Inoue is just going to give it away, bro. I think what'll happen, Clay, is I'm still picking Inoue to win. I'm picking Inoue to win by knockout because, to your point, someone's going to get caught with something in this, and we're going to see the adjustments that Inoue makes. But I don't think Picasso will lose stock. I think that by getting knocked out from Inoue, his stock will raise the same way Luis Neri's stock raised. The same way, like every people that Inoue is knocked out, their stock didn't go down.
Who's the last 5'8" guy Monster Inoue's fought?
I was thinking the last tallest guy that Inoue fought was Stephen Fulton, bro. And I know he's not like 5'8", but I'm just saying that's the last tall guy that I can remember Inoue fighting. I can look it up though and see, but I'm pretty sure that the last tallest person that Inoue had fought was Stephen Fulton. Everybody else, like Neri was short, Cardenas was short, like not short, but his same size. You know what I'm trying to say? So unless, and I think Fulton is taller than Inoue, if I'm not mistaken. So,
no, he is. Inoue's probably like 5'5", 5'6". What is
right? He? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Fulton was like 5'6", 5'7", because he just fought Shockey Foster, bro. So Inoue is.
This fight might be the biggest. This might be the biggest fighter that Inoue's gotten in the ring with, but there is that weight cut. Listen, man. The maturity for David Picasso is going to have to show up in this fight because he's going to deal with somebody who's very crafty, very fast, and obviously very dangerous with the power. Monster Inoue is going to have to clear that void. He's going to have to do it in a way that makes sense. I think the name of the game for Monster Inoue is attack that body, like you were saying, turn Picasso. And I think the more you do that, the more you'll make him nervous. And the more nervous you make him, the more likely and the easier it'll be to drag him into where you really want him to do, which is a fight. You want him to fight you. Inoue wants David Picasso to fight. He doesn't want him to sit behind that jab and be comfortable and start winning rounds just because he's out pointing him or, walking him into shots or forcing Monster Inoue to become desperate. And on the other side of the conversation, of course, David Picasso wants exactly that. He wants to force Monster Inoue to stay true to who he is. And if you can get Monster Inoue down 2-3 rounds, I think he starts taking chances. I think he starts jumping in to try to get things to happen his way. And there's an opportunity in there for David Picasso to line him up and set him up with some good right hands. And we'll see what he's able to put together. I'm going with Inoue for this win. I don't want anybody to get delusional about it, but this is going to be interesting to see Monster Inoue solve this puzzle that's in front of him, which is this guy's a 70-inch arm reach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Monster Inoue's going to have to figure a way to get inside of that, and he generally fights that way. But if you get him into a fight, he can take chances, and he can the maturity kind of takes him off, and he gets sloppy in there. Now, when he fought against Kameda was hitting him with some clean shots, bro. Kameda was setting him up and really letting his hands go off on him. He was able to cross that void. and make it happen. And Picasso was getting caught up in those fights. Did he learn something from that fight? Did he walk away from that fight and realize, like, look, you won, you got the decision, but a lot of people felt like those people who's going either way on that fight. What was the scorecard on that fight? Let me see here.
It was a majority decision. I know one was 95-95. I don't know what the other two was. I think it might have been 96-94 and 97-93. But if you're looking it up, you'll be able to see.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It was 90. Yeah. It was 92-98 on one card.
Okay. Right? 95-95 on another card.
And then 93-97 on another card. I watched the whole fight twice. I watched it the other day again.
Okay.
Listen, man, I thought Kameda was doing good work in there. And obviously, I was thinking about Monster Inoue the whole time. And I'm like, damn, man, Picasso was I don't know, like he just seemed to like I said, he gets dragged into fights. He seemed to let go of the game plan at times and got dragged into some moments where Kameda was able to get off on him. So it'll be interesting to see this fight. Another fight on this card that I'm very interested in, obviously, is the Nakatani fight, right?
Yeah, of course, bro. And
100%, right?
Yeah, and again, most people we're trying to bring it to you guys so you could go look it up yourselves. But Sebastian Hernandez was the guy that was the co-main event on the top rank card that had Navarrete versus my Filipino brother Charlie Suarez, who got robbed that night, right? But if you look at Sebastian Hernandez, this dude is I think he's even 1 inch taller than Nakatani.
He's 1 inch taller, and he has about an inch reach on him.
Yeah, so this isn't an easy fight because Sebastian Hernandez is only 25 years old. But I also
no, he doesn't have a reach on him. He doesn't. He's down on the reach. I'm bugging.
He's the same height though, or like a little taller, or the same height. I know that.
Right.
But what the reason why I feel like this isn't a gimme for Nakatani is this is the first time we're going to get to watch Nakatani at 122. He's been dominant at 118, but that next jump up in weight isn't easy. You know what I mean? Like this will actually. So this is every bit as much a not a tune-up, but a get ready fight for Nakatani as it is for Inoue, because like I said, both of them are already scheduled to fight each other happening on May 3rd.
Yo, what's good, Ray?
Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, salute Ray Davis. Ray, I sent you the link. I know you got it because I sent it to you on the same. You got the link. So I don't know. I'm assuming I thought you might be sleeping or something or getting ready to go to work or something. But the link definitely got sent over to you. But yeah, man. And is this his first fight at 122?
Yes, Nakatani. This is his first fight at 122.
Yeah, bro. And then Nakatani mess around and get clipped, bro. We might be looking for the Bam fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Anything can happen, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Bam beats Monster Inoue. I know people. That's what I believe.
All right,
Bam is one of those fighters.
Slow down, man. Stop it.
Special.
We don't know. I know he's special. I'm the biggest Bam guy.
Bro. I'm the biggest Bam fan. If you don't see what I see, you ain't that big. You like him, but you ain't no fan. You're cool with him, but you ain't no fan. I think he's special, bro. Hey, bro, the man fights. The man fights perfect, bro.
Right.
And I hate to say that. You know what I'm saying, like that, because who's perfect, right? But
right. But he's fighting perfect against people who aren't the number 2 pound for pound best fighter in the world.
I don't even look at the opponents. I look at him. And I'm going to tell you straight up, Monster Inoue does not fight perfect.
No, I agree. You know, he gets hit a lot.
I'm just being honest.
But that's part of what makes watching Inoue's fights fun is that he gets hit and then he does the Incredible Hulk and comes back even stronger.
Yeah, but
which is why everybody's
in Marvel Comics, bro. He thinks those things is fake. He doesn't believe in CGs. He doesn't get into that. He's like,
okay. Now before we go doing this imaginary fight, let's keep in mind that first of all.
Hey, I'm just saying, he said the man's name. He said his name.
No, he did. Well, first of all, we know that Bam Rodriguez originally stated that he was going to go ahead and fight for the Undisputed after he whooped on I'm forgetting the guy's name already, but he whooped on him pretty bad, Clay, in Texas. No. His Texas fight, the one where he just got the third belt of the 3, right? Beats that dude up. Then he says, "Hey, I'm going for a unification." And then the IBF decided to do this whole effery where they said Maloney is going to get a chance to fight the winner of Kenshiro Taraji, who's also fighting this weekend, against Wilabeldo Garcia, who's the IBF champ. To which then both Eddie Hearn and Bam Rodriguez said, well, F that idea. We're not going to stick around at 115 to try to be undisputed. We're just going to move right up to fight at 118 against Nakatani, right? The problem then is Nakatani goes, I'm leaving 118.
Right.
Here's my 2 belts that I won off of, this person and that person. So y'all can have it. I'm going to go May 3rd against Inoue. So that's why I keep telling you, let's slow down with the Bam versus Inoue talk because we don't
I'm not saying too much. I'm just being honest and say, I think Bam handles that. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's not the fight on the table for sure. We got Nakatani. But the only reason I said that is because if Nakatani gets clipped on Saturday, if that happens.
I see what you're saying. So if Nakatani screws this up, and then doesn't get the fight on May 3rd in the Tokyo Dome that they already set up against Inoue, then you can have Bam Rodriguez step up and go, I'll move up 2 weight classes a la Terrence Crawford to go against
I hear that's what you're saying. Reyes, I hear that's what people are doing today, bro. I heard that's what the new thing is. I heard it's a fad, bro. It's a trend. I heard that's what it's all about. You know, doing crisscross, everybody's wearing their pants in the back, their shirts buttoned up in the back. You know what I'm saying? I heard the new thing is go up 2 weight classes. I heard the new thing is go up 2 weight classes, get yourself an undisputed title, you know what I'm saying? And go on the pound for pound list, top 3. Because Bam goes up there. Bam beats Inoue top 3. Top 3? No?
Yeah, if Bam Rodriguez, currently right now, who is the unified 3 belts plus the Ring Magazine belt, best 115-pound fighter, if he goes all the way to 122 to beat the current undisputed 122-pound champ, maybe the best 122-pound fighter we've ever seen in the history of boxing, bro. Maybe. Right? Then I would have to now put Bam Rodriguez in the same. If he beats him, I'd have to put him in the same light as Terrence Crawford. Man, I have to.
He can't get it losing, Angelo. He gotta beat him. If he beats, of course, if he beats him. Come on, Angelo.
Right. But I'm just saying, I don't think that fight is an automatic. I kind of thought that
it's not automatic. It's just like Canelo. It's just like Canelo and Terrence. Even though we were going hard for Terrence, but at the end of the day, we had to be honest about what was on the table. We had to be honest about the possibilities. It's the same way here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, it's something about those special fighters for me, bro. The special fighters, I gotta see them lose in order. I don't pick against them. I don't pick against Terrence. I'm not picking against Shakur. I think Shakur is special. I think, you know what I mean? I just think it's special. Even though and you know, all these intangibles, props to Tiafimo. I think the hand that's raised at the end is my guy Shakur. And I think in this situation, you know, I just think Bam, I think the things that Monster Inoue does and gets away with, and I'm gonna be clear with you, he gets away with stuff because of his athleticism and obviously because of his explosive power and the way he can change things just like that. I think you get used to that can train your mind and give you false security, you know what I'm saying? And make you not work on those things the way you should. And I think somebody like Bam can capitalize on that. I think he can make you bad for that. What's up, Ray? What's good?
What up? What's going on?
Yeah,
to see who's this page of me and why.
Oh yeah. I'm under the weather too, man.
Hold on, Ray. So before we let Ray go, let me just give you my theory.
I'm definitely tapping in because you talk.
Yeah, let me give you my theory first. Let me give you my theory first on what I think Bam's gonna do next. All right, because again, there's no one in this panel that's been a bigger Bam Rodriguez guy than me. That's how. That's where people get caught. Is I'm the one that's been pushing Bam Rodriguez since the get-go, since before, when even he was just at 112. So I'm a big Bam guy. I just know the way Eddie Hearn moves and the way all the different things Bam can accomplish before he has to fight an Inoue or even a Nakatani to make the most money. I think what's going to happen is I do believe Nakatani should win. I believe Inoue will win. It'll be a tough fight. They're both going to get the fight on May 3rd, and I don't think that'll be a single fight. I think that'll end up being like a back-to-back, kind of like Bivol and Beterbiev. It might even be a trilogy. We'll see. In the meantime, the minute that Nakatani left to go to the 122-pound division, we have now already seen his belts already taken. We just last weekend, it was the 13th, I know, in Mexico, but Jose Salas Reyes just won that belt, the IBF. So he's now the IBF 118. Christian Medina got the WBO. He won in September. He won that belt. The WBC is vacant because Nakatani vacated that, and you got Estrada on there, who Bam already beat at 115. So Estrada, who's the #1 mandatory, can get a 118 WBC against Tenshin Nasukawa. So that could be #1, #2 to become the WBC. Or Bam could go right up to the WBC 118 and fight Estrada again, but this time at 118, right? It could be the get back for Estrada. And then Tsutsumi just beat Donaire to reclaim his place at 118. I say for the WBA. I say all that because I believe Bam Rodriguez would beat all 4 of those people. He'd beat Medina, he'd beat Reyes, he'd beat Tsutsumi, and he would beat Estrada again. So what would stop someone like Bam to get a nice 4-fight or 3-fight payday to become the Ring Magazine undisputed 118-pound champion before he fights a name like Nakatani and Inoue?
I could tell you.
Go ahead.
One fight that'll give him undisputed.
I know if he goes up
122. I'm going to tell you this. I don't know. I know I posted on my Instagram in my stories. Inoue is watching Bam right now, talking about how good he is and how talented he is. They're talking about timing is everything. He knows what's up. He knows that fight is coming, and he knows his days is numbered. I'm going to tell you what I see. Inoue has a puncher's chance. Yes, he's exclusive enough to beat a Bam Rodriguez. Exclusive. But at the end of the day, what you have to really look at and understand that Bam Rodriguez is probably the most complete fighter outside of Jamar Charlo when it comes to footwork, understanding movements, understanding jabs, understanding hooks at the right timing, and getting in a rhythm like no other fighter I've ever seen. I'm telling you, Bam destroys this guy.
All right. Now, damn it, Ray. Now he's gone too far, Clay, with 2 statements. Comparing Bam Rodriguez to Jamal Charlo is diabolical. And
Jamal is a guy. You can stop playing with Jamal.
Man, I don't want to hear that crap until I see Charlo beat someone.
Charlo gonna make you cry, bro.
Right?
We're gonna be right here to make sure too.
Look, Charlo was good 10 years ago. Let me see him fight somebody this year. Let me see that before you guys.
He's going to be fighting in January. January 31st to be exact.
Caleb Plant doesn't count. I need to see him fight in Billy or somebody that's real.
He's fighting on the 31st.
Shiraz, Diego Pacheco. Okay. Fight somebody. So stop comparing him to my dude, Bam Rodriguez, because Hey, first of all, Ray, don't start that, because from the hangout spot to here, everybody knows I've been saying Bam Rodriguez deserves to be.
But you're not acknowledging Bam's pedigree when he gets there with Inoue.
You guys, the whole subject was
Superman.
Look, the whole subject was you guys are already trying to put Bam all the way at 122 when he hasn't even made the jump to 118 yet to already fight Inoue, who's already scheduled to fight Nakatani in May 3rd.
Are you acknowledging that Robert Garcia and that has already spoken and said that Bam is very interested in fighting Monster Inoue?
Yes, and Inoue is very interested in fighting Bam.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. Look, we're doing I know.
Why would that fight be on the table and he be sitting there talking about, oh, I want to fight 4 people that at 1-8? Why would he talk like that? He would jump into that fight, bro.
No, here's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is we don't do pretend fights in here. We don't do that. And this is a pretend fight. Because if you're asking me right now to do I see a possibility of Bam Rodriguez, the way he's looked and knocking out Puma Martinez, that he can go up to 122 and defeat Inoue? That's an automatic yes. No one in their right minds would say no to that.
What are we talking about?
But to say that Ray Davis's diabolical ass talking about he's going to destroy the pound for pound number 2 and
now
the pound for pound.
My pockets. Is that any more diabolical than you saying that Alicia Baumgart and Caroline Dubois could potentially...
And Caroline Dubois would whoop on Alicia badly, bro.
No, I'm talking about a dude. There's a dude who talking about when you was wilding. You was talking crazy.
Caroline Dubois will just... Look, I'm not out of pocket when I say Caroline Dubois would destroy Alicia if Alicia moved up to 135.
Shout out to Tito Mercado. Because we ain't gonna do this. We gonna leave
Tito Mercado better fight somebody real soon, Eddie.
No, don't
Tito Mercado better fight somebody
Tito
real
Mercado
soon.
can't do nothing right. But all of a sudden,
look,
I'm putting Bam Rodriguez inside the ring with Monster Inoue when both these guys said they want to fight.
I don't think it would be a distraction. I think it would be
on the back end of Nakatani getting clipped by a dude who's what's his dude's record, by the way, who he's fighting against.
He's 20-0. Sebastian is 20-0.
18 knockouts.
Right.
So we're talking about a 90% plus knockout ratio puncher. And this is Nakatani's first time fighting at 122.
I know. That's what I said. Remember? I'm the one that said that. This is a very compelling fight.
So if Nakatani loses this fight,
if he loses the fight, which we don't know.
If he loses against this guy, right? Then
you're asking Bam to do the Terrence Crawford. You're saying let's make it happen now.
It's 7 pounds. It's 7 pounds. It's not like it's the 12 or 13 pounds that Terrence Crawford had to jump. It's 7
still
pounds.
2 weight divisions up in the smaller weight classes. Those count.
All right. So let's look at it this way. So it's 3 pounds 5, right? It's still 7 pounds. It's still 7 pounds.
And Ray, remember what Terrence said. Y'all keep thinking I'm putting on weight. I'm just cutting less weight.
Exactly. Bam Rodriguez is already a bigger fighter. Now, I know Inoue is a much bigger fighter because I already know Inoue can fight at 135 if he really wants to. That may be hampering too. Just remember that Inoue's coming down as well. A lot. And Bam looked like he'd be around 130 in the ring. So they're going to be about the same size.
Hey, Kaisu, I agree with you, man. I know. I'm big on Caroline Dubois, though, Kaisu, just so that you know. I'm big on I like Alicia a lot, but at 135, man, I haven't seen Alicia at 135 yet. So we'll see. We'll see. But I agree with you, Kaisu, that Bam versus Inoue for us, the hardcore boxing aficionado, is a must-see. I think we're wasting it though if it doesn't become bigger than that.
Leaving. He's this close to going to 120.
118.
I don't think Inoue's going to 126 at all, and I'll tell you why. I know he's not going. No, I don't think he goes at all. No, I don't think he goes at all, and I'll tell you why. Right? It's because he's already talking about Bam Rodriguez.
He don't care about that.
He's not going to 126.
Bam is not there. If Bam doesn't take the fight, then what is he going to do?
And I just told you what he's going to do.
What?
He's gonna fight Nakatani. It'll end up being like Vivo. Listen, man. It'll end up being look. If you're saying if Nakatani loses, which I don't think he will.
That's the only way this makes sense. If Nakatani loses,
no. It can still make sense if what happens is what I said, which is Nakatani Inoue fights in May, and then they do an automatic rematch, just like Bivol Beterbiev. In the meantime, Bam Rodriguez in 2026 is dominating 118. Proves that he's the man because he went from 112 champion, 115 champion, 118 champion, and now in 2027 you can have a huge super fight between Inoue and Bam Rodriguez. And not only that, but you could also still have Bam Rodriguez versus Nakatani. There's again, if we're talking what Eddie Hearn would do money move wise, there's not a lot of people that Bam can fight that are recognizable names that could really make him a lot of money. But Nakatani and Inoue can make themselves big enough that them fighting each other is kind of like Beterbiev and Bivol. And now Bam's got, it's like Benavidez, dude. Now Bam's got two different people that he can fight and make hella money off of. And now they're older. So if you're asking me in 2027, Angelo, Bam Rodriguez versus Inoue, I'm picking Bam all day. But you guys are talking about
it's now so you're picking Bam over Inoue. You're picking Bam
in 2027, bro. When fucking Inoue's 35 years old,
it won't happen. Now I'm not saying
it'll happen in 2026.
Wait. We got to take this. Hold on. Right. I'm not talking about when the fight is going to happen. Right. I don't know. Like you said, that's fantasy. I don't know. I don't even think Nakatani's going to win this fight. I think he's going to win this fight. So I think that fight happens. But what I'm saying is right now, if Nakatani were to lose this fight,
and you're going to jump it all the way to May. That's what you guys are talking about. Jumping Bam in May all the way to 122. That's what you guys are saying.
I'm saying if the fight is on the table, if Nakatani is not able,
which would be in May, bro.
Okay, May, but I'm not asking him to do nothing. If he doesn't want to fight Inoue in May, he doesn't fight him. But I'm saying based off the fact that Monster Inoue's shown interest in fighting Bam, Bam is showing interest in fighting Monster Inoue.
Yes.
I personally don't see Bam Rodriguez walking away from the fight saying not yet. If the fight comes to him on the table,
I agree. I think he'll do it. I agree because that's what I'm trying to. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
What I'm saying is if Nakatani loses and the fight gets put on the table, Bam takes the fight. If the fight has to happen in May, so be it. If the fight happens in May, does Bam beat Monster Inoue in May?
And that's where I disagree in this
whole... There we go. Let's talk about
this is where... No, I'm disagreeing because Ray's crazy ass talking about how Bam Rodriguez is going to destroy Inoue.
What does that got to do with him winning?
Destroy, bro? That's what you're going to say, destroy. You're talking about
Ray right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ray. Ray literally said it, and you can rewind that shit.
Okay.
His crazy, diabolical ass said that.
Okay. And what did I say before that? What did I say before that? I'm not taking a
you said,
and I said what about when I said what about Inoue? What did I say about Inoue?
I don't know. You can rewind it. All I heard is
he has enough. See, that's because you ear locked. You know what I mean? You ear locked to one thing.
Look,
listen to me. I clearly said Inoue has enough skill to get the job done, but I think Bam outboxes him and destroys him based on his skill sets.
Rewind that shit because that's not what he said. He said, he said, rewind it, Clay. Go ahead.
I'm glad you said that. You know what?
He said that and he said Charlo's amazing. Right? That's not what he... Look, first of all, the subject, Clay, is it a man?
He put in 2 super chats. Let me just shout him out.
Okay. Go ahead. My bad.
It says Inoue KOs him in 4. Ooh, he said. Oh, no, I think he's talking about. I think
Nakatani. He's talking about Nakatani.
No, I think he was talking about David Picasso right here because this is way earlier in the chat. I think he's talking. I think he was. But in this one, he says if Inoue beats Nakatani, 126 will be his swan song. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to tell you what I agree. I think that if Bam truly wants to fight Monster Inoue, he has to do it sooner rather than later. Now, I'm not on the same boat as you because I think he does go to 126. I don't care. I believe he does this.
Dude. Okay. Explain it to me against who? Against Nick Ball, who's fighting Figueroa? That's
man. Let's see what happens. Especially if there's a unified champion up there, like a 3-belt unified champion up there or something of that nature.
But there isn't, though, Clay. That's the problem. You got
time that's going to be passed. Now we've got Shushu who's picking up a WBC belt.
That's what I'm trying to say. See, you got the Towering Inferno, who's the WBO. You got Shushu, who's the WBC, right? You know, so the only person.
You got yeah, he's talking about Rafael Espinosa.
Yeah.
Towering Inferno 2.0.
Right. You got Angelo Leo at the IPL. Right. And all 3 of those guys are no money fights for someone like Inoue. The only one that would make him a lot of money is Nick Ball, because Nick Ball's popular in the UK, which goes to my point. Why in the hell would he go to 126 when he can make hella money fighting Bam Rodriguez? Just waiting, bro. He's just gonna wait.
He's not waiting.
Because you keep on saying making money.
Nakatani.
That's old boxing. That's old boxing talk, bro. You're still talking to 5 years ago boxing talk. You're not acknowledging that if Turkey wants it, he's gonna pay for it. Listen, bro.
No, I agree. I agree that Turkey would pay for it.
So it doesn't make money. It doesn't matter. The question is Turkey interested and intrigued by the fight? And I think he is on multiple levels. He's already shown interest. He's the one who's selling the idea of Monster going up to 126.
Right.
He wants to see Monster up there already. Bam is a great fight as well. But Monster Inoue is gonna make money. Any of these guys he fights. If he goes up to 126 and he fights Nick Ball, that it's over with. The moment he goes to 126, 122 is done with. So if there's money on the table for him to fight Nick Ball, in my opinion, Bam Rodriguez and his team and Eddie Hearn have to be aware of that. And they have to say, how do we get some of this Monster Inoue money? Because at the end of the day, who does Eddie Hearn have up at 126 that's going to run it with Inoue? And
no, I hear you. So here's what I'll say so that it's recorded, Clay. All right. If Turkey sits there and goes, hey, the Nakatani fight can't happen because he messed it up. He lost in Riyadh. We already signed a contract with Tokyo Dome, Japan, over 60,000 people. It's on May 3rd. Bam, I'm willing to pay you this much money to come up and fight Inoue. What I will say right now on the record is I will root for Bam because he's the future. I will rock with Bam going into that fight. But remember how super confident I was and people were calling me crazy and calling me names when I said Crawford would destroy Canelo? And then everybody was like, you're crazy, you're glazing. And I kept saying, you guys are wrong. Crawford's going to destroy Canelo.
Everybody was saying
No, but I'm just saying. I was getting killed for saying that, right? Canelo was so amazing. The difference on this one is I'll root for Bam, but I can't talk like how Ray's talking. I can't just say next year. I can't say next year Inoue's gonna get destroyed. Destroyed by Bam? Like, no, I don't know about destroyed.
Yes.
Bro, I think it'll be a really good match. Okay, I don't think about destroyed.
Okay. Now, what did I say that I did? What did you say that I didn't say?
Again, he said that you said destroyed. That's what he's saying.
You didn't say the word destroyed.
I did say that.
The thing he's missing is the context. So put the context on.
Yes. All right.
Go ahead, Ray.
I didn't say Inoue would win, right?
He also said Charlo's amazing.
I did say that.
He is. Jamal.
And I also said that Inoue has a chance. I say he has enough talent to win. Hold on, let me see.
All right, man. Let me hear.
Inoue has a puncher's chance. I don't know if y'all can hear that. He's exclusive enough to beat a Bam Rodriguez. Exclusive. But at the end of the day, what you have to really look at and understand that Bam Rodriguez is probably the most complete fighter outside of Jamar Charlo when it comes to footwork, understanding movements, understanding jabs, understanding hooks at the right timing, and getting in a rhythm like no other fighter I've ever seen. I'm telling you, Bam destroys this guy.
See? He says Bam destroys this guy.
Yeah, that's what you said, Ray.
I said it. I said he destroyed him. Where did I say he did?
He's misinterpreting what you said then. That's what it sounded like you're trying to say, that he's not saying what you said. But
no, I told him. No, he said that like he was throwing it out the window. Hold on. Let me tell you what it came out to me as. You said, I don't know about destroying, and I said, no, I gave Inoue a chance. That's what you said, right? And I said, I gave Inoue a chance. I said he has an opportunity to beat him. I didn't say he would. I'm not saying he won't win.
Hey, yes, shout out to Coach Bermudez, by the way.
Salute.
What's up, Coach? Yes, he's going to destroy him. Absolutely. But I'm not going to put it out the window like Inoue doesn't have a chance, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to be a great, bro. He gonna get rocked.
Yeah, but Ray, just at the end of the day, just stand on what you said, man.
I did.
And no, you are, but you're dialing it back and making it sound like you didn't say that.
No, I said
debating and pushing back.
Exclusive enough.
Okay, but you said destroyed, and what?
And I did say that, and I admitted to that.
So what are you pushing back at? What did we just do this whole playback? Angelo is pushing back on the idea that you think Bam Rodriguez will destroy.
Anyway, absolutely. I'm not taking that away. I'm not taking that away.
What are you pushing back at?
him saying like the way he started. Now go back to what he said when he said, "Oh, I don't know about
what do you remember
destroy."
saying?
He said, "I don't know about destroy." And what I'm saying is, yes, I said it, but I'm also saying at the same time to make his point, because he seems like he's making a point that Inoue's not going to get destroyed. And I said Inoue is exclusive enough to beat Bam, but that doesn't mean he's not going to get destroyed. Absolutely, he's going to get robbed.
So then you guys defend the destroying. Like what I'm trying to say is,
I got you.
Towards what
the other part out.
I don't know what he's making it sound like, but all I heard is you're saying he's going to get destroyed, and that's ridiculous. Inoue will not get destroyed. Is how he feels. You feel that he will get destroyed. That's the whole conversation. Ain't no. You know what I'm saying? The whole conversation.
Okay. I thought he was quoting on what I said, the whole thing. I was going over the whole thing that I said, so he understood clearly where I was coming from.
You said he was going to get destroyed. That's what matters.
You said he was going to get destroyed, and that's what I'm responding to. Your crazy ass is saying the pound for pound number 2 guy's going to get destroyed.
Stop. That man going to be like, yo, I don't even know why I got in a match with this guy. Yes. Knocked out.
I don't know if he gets destroyed, but I think it's possible. I don't know if he gets destroyed. I just know if Inoue can't adjust, which he's adjusted before. He's gotten knocked down, come back. So listen, man. But if he can't, it can go one-sided, bro. It's just like Errol and Terrence. Like Errol could have hurt.
Now let me add on that, Clay, because now at least you're understanding where I'm coming from on this whole dream idea. Now, if it happens the way I think it's going to happen, which is Nakatani Inoue is going to run it back a couple of times at 22, right? And then Bam Rodriguez gets paid to fight Inoue in 2027. At that point, I would say Bam is totally going to beat Inoue, because now Inoue is closer to 35. It's time to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like now I'm like, okay, but if you go too early, Bam, listen to me, Robert Garcia. If you guys do it too early and you're doing it for the money, I'm going to rock with you. I'm going to root for you, but it's not going to be this crazy destruction that this guy is talking about. It's going to be tougher than you guys think. Okay. Much tougher.
I don't think you go into a fight like that thinking it's not going to be tough. But I'm thinking, and I think that's the reason why, if Inoue does get destroyed, it's going to be because Bam Rodriguez took Inoue super serious and understood the assignment. And what's going to end up happening is if Bam is just better than Inoue, it's going to show that way. You know what I'm saying? If Inoue is as good as Bam, then it'll be a competitive fight. But look, man, Errol Spence Jr. going into the Terrence Crawford fight, Errol Spence was the -- welterweight in the world, or number 2 at least, right? If not the number 1 guy,
right? We were one of the too few people that kept saying Terrence Crawford's going to kill Errol Spence. This isn't even going to be a contest.
Oh, he's going to kill him.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can ask Raider Nation.
I'm messing with you.
I'm going to tell you right now. No, listen, Ray. I'll tell you right now why I was telling everyone on Raider Podcast that Terrence Crawford is going to kill Errol Spence. I said Errol Spence isn't the same since after the car accident, right? And it's showing. And when a man like Terrence Crawford is the one that supersedes promoters to make a fight happen. If you want to fight somebody that bad that you go over everyone else to say, come on, bro, you and I should fight, bro, that means you believe you're going to whoop somebody's ass that badly that you're willing to do it.
This is what I got for you, all right? In the great words of the Swami himself, Bill Haney, skills pay the bills, baby.
Okay.
And you watch Bam pay them bills as he taxes Inoue's ass.
All right.
Trust me.
Hey, I like I said, if it happens in 2027, I'm right there with you. If it happens next year, that's where I'm going to be like, I'm going to rock with Bam, but it'll be close.
Next year is not going to happen.
That's what I said. That's what Clay. That's what the argument has been this whole time. Is Clay was doing a pretend of Nakatani gets knocked out. There's going to need to be a person that fills in for Inoue in May.
Yeah, right. That's one scenario.
And in that scenario, I cannot.
There's another scenario
to him getting destroyed. Next year.
There's one more scenario. Nakatani wins. he fights Inoue, he loses, and then they fight at the end of the year, next year.
You're talking about Inoue has to fight Bam Rodriguez
Bam
at the end of
Rodriguez
next
next
year.
year, yes.
Okay, at least by December of 2026.
November.
Oh, okay, or whatever, November, we're looking at Inoue closer to 34 at that point, or it might be like right around the time he's about to turn 34. Again, I'm gonna lean Bam just because he's younger, right? And depending on how he looks over the next few fights, what I would really like to see is how Bam takes his skill set and uses it to destroy everyone at 118, just so that he gets used
There's
to
no one
it.
there.
Yeah, I know, but there's belts
So he
there.
only needs one. He only needs one title. He only needs to
Yeah.
get one title from there.
Yeah. No, but
That's
I'd
it.
like to just see him make the jump so I could see him fill out to 118, use his skill
He'll get a title
set.
shot there.
You know,
There's no one else there for him. He's gonna
Right.
take one. He's gonna take one belt and he's moving up.
Listen, at the end of the day, bro, the scenario I'm giving, all I'm saying is, if Turkey's excited about this fight like I am, if Turkey sees that as like,
he'll overpay.
Right.
If Nakatani don't do his job on
Right.
Saturday night, bro, I'm personally I will not be surprised at all at Turkey making a bold move and throwing something crazy at Eddie Hearn and say, go talk to your boy.
Right.
Eddie,
Well,
go talk to your boy because I want big fight, big
Right.
drama fight in May.
Better hope Inoue don't get taken out by Pascal, who got a hammer in his hands, bro.
No, Picasso, you mean? But yeah,
Picasso, thank you. I don't know.
Right.
Pascal,
No, 100%. These guys got to do their jobs, man. At the end of the day,
If Inoue get upset on this fight, then we ain't even talk about this coming up.
I think David. What do you think? But look, at the end, what do you like about David Picasso going to this fight? Like, what is it about David Picasso you think stands out and makes it?
He's a boxer, bro. He's a boxer. He doesn't just stand in front of you. He boxes, and he has a hammer, bro. He does. Excuse me. I told you I'm under the weather.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. He has. Don't be surprised if an upset can happen. It does happen. This is the upset.
Yeah.
Because I told you this. I told this. Well, we talked about this back in August, and I was like, "Yo, Picasso got some hands, bro. He can fight, and he's legitimate." I don't think he has the slickness as an Inoue going to different angles and slipping shots, but he can get hit. Like this dude he's fast enough where he can catch Inoue. And he knows how to box. He reads his opponent. So, I mean, getting his head off the line a lot, no, but enough to get a win. At the back end of this fight, I do root for Inoue to win this fight, but anything can happen. I'm just saying, this is puncher's chance by far with Picasso.
Yeah, that's why when we started this before Clay, we were saying it's going to be closer than most people who don't even know. That's why we were telling them, go on.
Yeah, I heard you guys. I heard you.
It can be closer. You know what I'm saying? I think the big thing for me that it's 50-50 for it to be competitive and for it to be in a way just dominating him. And the reason I say that is because David Picasso is a boxer, but he gets pulled into fights. Yeah, I've seen him do it. You know what I mean? If he gets, like I said, if you challenge him, he'll defend his position. He won't just, like Devin. If Devin plans on boxing you, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to pull him into a fight. He'll give you what you need to get you off of him, but then he's right back to boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's going to bring it back. That's what he did to Brian Norman, right? Brian Norman got in there, got all crazy, hooked with the hooker, sat him on his pockets, but immediately got on the old Devin Haney. We're like, oh, it was an old Devin Haney.
Right.
David he's young. He'll get into a fight. He'll get into a fight. And I think that's a dangerous position for Monster, for him to be in with Monster. So how does that happen? If Monster's able to do something significant to him inside that first, second round, if he doesn't domesticate and tame Monster Inoue and turn it into a boxing match, he has to make this dude be like, damn, I got to take my time. But if he doesn't able to do that, if Inoue's able to get up on this, slip those shots and start attacking that body and put Picasso in survival mode, it's going to look like we're going to look crazy for saying that fight could have been 50-50.
Well, here's what I give you. And I love that you said he has the fight in him, right? Because that's the Mexican style. At the end of the day, they all have fight in them. They have that dog, so they'll get into a fisticuff in a Royal Rumble of hands in the ring and just go back and forth at times. Anyways, just that's what he wants you to do because he knows there's errors in that. He's a very good strategist when it comes to the ring. That's what I said. He's a very exclusive fighter. But there's also, like I said, there's also a chance that he gets into the fight with the wrong guy. This could be that guy. Because Picasso punches in those fights. It's not like he's just getting he's not just taking shots. He's punching back and he's making connections, solid connections. But he, like I said, I've seen him in a couple of fights where he actually regained his composure after the rounds and got back into his game plan. But yeah, he can get frustrated just like anybody else. And you know, I see that happening late in the fight though.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go, I want to say, number one, it was a valiant effort, Ray, but you made it to the top 3. Unfortunately, Clay, he got eliminated yesterday. He got clipped. He caught us.
Clay. He stole every single player. I went to go bid on players. He got every single person I went to bid on.
That's why you can't use your money early,
me,
baby.
Right? He'd be like, "Yeah, you gotta go vote, Ray." And I already got everybody on this team.
Well,
that's his guys, Ray.
But part of it, Clay, is that I drafted really well. So you know, a lot of the players
he traded really well.
No. If you look in the beginning, a lot of the people that I still have on the team is the ones that I drafted. And then whatever. and then Clay. So you know, for just a few minutes, Kenshiro Taraji was pound for pound number 9. He is fighting to moving up in weight for the first time. He's going to fight 112 pounds for the flyweight title against Willibaldo Garcia, who's the champ. So the whole effery there is that Sam Maloney is supposed to be the one that's mandatory. There's still a possibility that Bam, you know, there could be some step aside or work it out some way where Bam could still get the undisputed shot next year. But like you said, Clay, it'll all be up to how Turkey does it. The rest of the card was disappointing, so I want to get your quick take on this, Ray. Jazza Dickens and Tsutsumi title fight that got scrapped, and then the other one with the Cuban kid that got scrapped. So they're giving us these 5 fights, but dude, it's $60, and it starts at 4 a.m. Eastern time. Are you gonna get up and pay and watch that, Ray, or are you waiting for the replay?
Tsutsumy's fight got scrapped.
So Hayato Tsutsumi, the brother, was originally fighting for the title against Jazza Dickens, right? Okay. So Reito is fighting, but that's not the title fight. The title fight was Hayato fighting Jazza Dickens for the belt that our guy Lamont Roach had, right? Yeah, so Jazz has got it now. The other fight that got canceled is the Cuban kid, who was supposed to be like amazing. Martinez Robbie, 17-0 with 16 knockouts and stuff like that. The kid is great, but he was supposed to fight the other Japanese guy, Imanaga, and that got scrapped too. So originally, Night of the Samurai was supposed to be these like 7 amazing. There's world title fights, and now what I was saying is for $60, you're giving me 2 world title fights, the Junto Nakatani fight, and Reito Tsutsumi, who, you know, we love Reito Tsutsumi, but that's just going to be his 4th fight, and then this makeup fight for Imanaga. And my question to you, Ray, is are you gonna pay $60 to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch it?
Wasn't who's the Dominican guy on the card?
Dominican?
No, Eridson Garcia.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the last minute opponent that got brought in.
Okay. I will watch that though. He's a decent fighter.
So no. But what I'm saying is, you're going to pay $60 and wake up at 4 in the morning.
He has an upgraded account. He's got the ultimate account. He's just watch.
You got the ultimate account too. Okay.
I did upgrade, but I mean, I don't know. I'll be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning. Wouldn't?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's at 4. Yeah, it's at 4 a.m. So
this morning the 27th, right?
Yeah, this Saturday. Clay says he's going to do the watch party, y'all. So everybody who's listening right now, Clay's going to get up in the morning. He's going to give you guys all the favor of doing a watch party at 4 a.m.
Hey, I can watch it with y'all, watch it by myself, but I'm watching it. So
right,
you know what I mean, I might as well put it on because I'm watching it. That's a fact.
Right. So for us in the West Coast, at 1 a.m. in the morning, we'll be listening to the sweet sound of Claymore Ray.
Let's get it. And listen, I'm gonna go up a couple of weight classes. We're going to the super middleweight division real quick, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, dog. Be real with you now. Don't sleep on Diego against Hamza, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
We're gonna talk about it.
Here we go.
We'll wait for it to be announced. We won't talk about it. It's not announced, so we ain't gotta talk about it. But I'm just gonna tell you right now, bro. Styles make fights. Diego can box, bro. And I'm telling you right now, 200+ rounds of sparring with David Benavidez, bro. We'll talk about that another time.
We'll talk about it another time. But
I'm going to Hamza's sparring. I don't know who he's fighting. That got y'all thinking that those 200 rounds. And listen, David Benavidez don't spar. David Benavidez don't play spar. People say that all the time. He's like Jerron Boutenis. He don't play spar.
No, I understand. So here's all I'm going to say, because you guys know I'm rocking with the UK on this one. Keep your energy about Diego Pacheco, but if Eddie Hearn makes that contract happen, it was because of the money. Because he knows that Diego at 24 could lose, and it's fine if he loses. Hamza is the real deal, bro. He ain't losing to no Diego Pacheco.
We don't know that. Hamza's only had one real test that we've seen.
Oh, he beat the shit out of Ammo Williams at 160. He had the real test. Bro, Ammo's about to fight Carlos Adames. What are you going to say to me if Ammo beats Carlos Adames?
Listen, bro, Ammo's straight, bro, but Ammo's not no damn... Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
we're not doing the triangle theory. I'm just saying that
Shiraz is a 6 foot. He's never fought nobody who's standing.
I know. That's eye to eye with him. No, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you that Hamza Shiraz has never fought anyone that's his same height with his same. So now I'm just going to go off of power. Hamza hits harder than Pacheco.
Why does Hamza hit harder than Diego?
That may be possible, but does he box and have the long arms as Diego Pacheco?
And that's what we'll find out, right? I think the styles are very different.
This is a tough fight to call. It's a tough fight to call.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with Hamza on this one, but we'll definitely talk about it once it finally gets made.
Let's let it get announced. Yeah, but listen, man, Diego is punching. He's punching. Is he punching harder than Hamza? I don't know. Is he punching hard enough? I always tell people, it ain't about punching harder. It's about punching hard enough. You know what I mean? Hamza may punch harder than Diego, but does Diego punch hard enough is the question. And I think he does. I think he punches hard enough, bro.
I say what Clay said with Brian Norman and Devin Haney. Whoever controls the jab in this fight wins.
Right. Big facts. Well, we'll leave it at that, bro. We're not get. I'll just put that on the surface level just to say everybody's sleeping. Diego. But I also agree with Angelo. I think Eddie Hearn is very nervous about Diego Pacheco. I think he's very nervous, and he should be. You know what I'm saying? He's not tried true. And listen, there was a reason why he didn't want to get in that Emberley situation. He left that situation alone. But and then he got a new trainer now. All these different things, man. We got to see what that translates like for Diego Pacheco in the future of his career. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe on the road to 3K. Let's make it happen before the end of the new year. Guys, watch out. Next week we will be doing the OD awards, the of the year awards, fighter of the year, fight of the year, trainer of the year. We're going to be doing that. That'll be next week. Already got a fire ass thumbnail I've been working on putting together for that one, man. That's gonna be a fun show. Always a fun show. The end of the year show as we go through the standouts of the year. It is what it is. It's your boy Clay. It's that usual suspects, Ray Davis, Angelo Reyes. It's that ATP Combat Media Show. Guys, until the next one, you already know what it is at this point. We out.
Yeah.
I would make it this far, they hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball, I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say, I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life, I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back.